Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, welcome to episode 24 of the B Graders. We're here again at Sweet Remedy Cafe, looked after very well by the people here. It's just a fantastic place. It is a beautiful winter's day here in Perth.
No,
it is
not.
cold.
It's freezing.
It's cold. My brass monkey has
freezing.
lost its balls, mate.
Freezing.
We have, and we're joining them in the audience by cycling royalty. Royalty, one of the greatest ever, Edmund Hollins, sitting there playing with his etch-a-sketch.
Etch-a-sketching.
He's etch-a-sketching. You know, year 5 was the hardest 4 years of his life, I reckon.
Designing disc brakes.
That's
what
it.
he's doing.
That's right. So, mate, bit to talk about.
Can be.
Can be if we wanted to be.
Can be.
So, on the pro front, Tour of Poland. Not a race I've really seen a lot of.
No, but Peter Sagan didn't need 3 weeks of Tour de France to get his legs going. Came out, won stage 1, showed he was still the fastest boy going around. Lost the lead on stage 2, got the lead back on stage 3. He's yellow jersey leader at the moment.
He is, and there's been a couple of good performances in that. Australia's own Nathan Haas showing a bit of form in the top 10, tacking a lot. Sasha Modolo won a stage. It looks like it's a pretty flat race so far. I don't know if there's many mountains in this one.
It was a hill stage last night. That's how Sagan, well, not a hill stage, a hill finish last night. Sagan got second on. Of course, Caleb Ewan ran second on stage number 1, but they're also in the UK over the weekend with the Ride London. They're the Girls World Cup race. Won by the lady on form this year, Riviera of Team Sunweb. So that's her 4th World Cup win this year so far.
And it also was the return to racing of our own Jess Allen after the broken collarbone.
Got sopping wet.
Well, geez, it was damp. It was quite moist, that race, I tell you. And our girls at WNT, they participated. They had a good go. Our girl Becca Carter, first World Tour race, equipped herself quite well. She was complaining. She said she got spat, but I mean, she got spat with a lap to go in a World Tour race.
Fantastic location too.
Big step up, great location, middle of London. And
had the boys, Christophe, who dragged his butt through the Tour de France, more skin off him than skin on him. Won the bunch kick, showed that her legs is good, and it's not too bad considering the World Championships are on a fairly flattish course in his area of the world a bit later in the year.
Oh, he'd have to be one of the favourites.
Yep. Orica Green Edge, was it Court? Got second.
Magnus Court
got second.
Reputed
and
to be leaving at the end of the year.
Good riddance. Michael Matthews got 3rd.
And then we also, on the Saturday, we had the Classica San Sebastian, and it was won by Team Sky, Kwiatkowski.
Yep.
He's had a reasonable year.
Yep. Well, we were talking about it last week about the Tour de France, and who Froome has. Kwiatkowski, former world road champion, Krylenka, former world time trial champion, Landa, who could possibly win the Tour himself one day. And then you had Geraint Thomas, who didn't even go past the first week. You got those 4 guys taking the Tour de France.
They left out Wout Poels out of that team. You know, that's a fair leave out.
Couldn't rely on Wout to do the job, so they left him out of the team.
That's it. So there you go. So, mate, that's basically what's happened in the world of bike racing. That's pro bike racing. But there's been a bit of controversy at the West Coast Masters this week.
Oh, there's a bit of banter. There's a bit of banter about West Coast Masters bike racing at the moment. You know, there's little rules. You'll all be familiar with the Cameron Meyer handlebar on the velodrome some years ago, the 3T position, just like Matthews done. And then, of course, we had Spinaci bars before that, which you'd sit in the middle of your handlebars. Well, once all those things Spinaci bars got thrown out years and years ago, we all worked out that you can actually get into a nice aero tuck position in that position, but it got banned by a junior level, and it also got banned at masters level at the AVCC because it's a bit dangerous.
The
especially
AVCC Fun Police, they don't allow you to do anything. You got to keep your hands on the bars. You're not allowed to be in the time trial position, and you're allowed to have disc brakes.
Well, you will be allowed to have.
Well, you're not yet.
You will. I guarantee.
Well, I'm sure they'll come.
I bet you $1 silver that they'll allow it soon.
My dollars are gold.
That's why I was going to give you silver.
That's right. But, you know, at the moment, they've said no. The UCI hasn't approved them. We're not letting them in.
Well,
that's what they've said. That's what they've said.
Quite.
I read the Facebook post.
That's what they've said. But the UCI have actually approved them for the Gran Fondo World Championships because you're allowed to use them last year at the Gran Fondo World Championships, which is Masters category riders. So the UCI has said it. And Cycling Australia has actually said you can use them in non-UCI national championships, which is, of course, Masters and juniors under 17 and below. They're allowed to use them at the Nationals. Look, I think this is just a process that's going to take a couple of weeks to settle out. It's not such a big deal. A few emails here and there, a bit of a chat interstate. And
something for us to talk about.
It'll be allowed, because at the end of the day, Cycling Australia members are also, half of the AVCC members are also Cycling Australia members. And Masters and Masters, it'll happen.
Yeah, and it's good.
Not a big deal.
Speaking of Masters, we have the Element Series coming up, Matt. We have the new Element Series race, the Collie Donnybrook. Never heard of it. Never heard of it.
Elements. Collie Donnybrook, one
It's
of the most
only been
historical
around
races
100 years.
in
But
WA,
it's now
August
part of
19.
it's all part of the get involved. It is filling up quickly, and there's a new Element Series race coming up. It's a 2-day tour in York, and hallelujah, Masters have been involved. They have 2 Masters grades, 40 to 50 and 50 plus. We've been asking for it for a while. If you're a Master and you want to race, get involved. Now, the pricing to race, $100 if you're a member of CA, $150 if you're not.
Well, the 150 is you get the 3-race license.
Yep.
Part of
So
that.
they'll let you race an extra 1 day
It's not
or
because
2
they
days.
don't like you for not being a member.
But they might
It's
not
just
like
buying
you for
your
not being a
licence.
member, but it is there. It's not because of that that you're paying more.
I think it's $5,000 to win the Masters at Neerabup that day.
Is it?
I think so.
Are you putting it up?
No, it's hearsay. It's
Hearsay. All right. Anyhow,
Rumour.
it'll be
Coffee table
it'll be a
rumour.
really good race. I think the event.
Are you riding it?
I'm not in town. I don't think. I think I'm working over east. But if I'm here, I will ride it.
Will you now?
Yeah, I will.
There
I'll
you go.
ride it badly, but I will ride it.
Eddie Holland's laughing at that.
He's laughing at that because he knows it's the truth.
Hey, look, we've got some junior championships coming up this weekend. We've got the state championships being run by, I think, Peel Districts, and also Midland might be running the time trial one day, and Peel Districts running the junior road races at Dog Hill. There is a fundraising event on August 13. Nicholas Connon is behind it. It is the Battle Mountain, the Graham O'Brien story. No, it's not the movie that was made with Johnny Lee Miller some years ago.
Jesus, that was actually a terrible film.
This is actually a
terrible
documentary
film.
about Graham O'Brien, another part of his life. So you can go onto the Facebook page, Battle Mountain, the Graham O'Brien story, to find out more information about that.
And I think this weekend at the ABCC, Roundhern Hill, Group Handicap.
So all the Masters guys can get their legs going for Collie Donnybrook. August 19.
Get
for
involved.
Collie Donnybrook. It's a Saturday afternoon, so don't get confused that it's a Sunday. Always a Saturday afternoon, the Collie Donnybrook. Same weekend, might even be the same day, don't shoot the messenger, as the Dwelling Up 100.
It is indeed.
Dwelling Up 100 had to change their weekend this year, had to bring it forward a little bit, so unfortunately it clashes with the Collie Donnybrook. But the Collie Donnybrook, it gets capped at a couple of hundred riders. as far as I know.
200 riders maximum. They are filling up, there is no doubt. Even the great Eddie Hollands struggled to get on board last night, but he's going to try again today.
Peel Districts, very wet racing there the other day. Big thank you once again to Nick Cowie, who sends us loads of photos that you can see on the screen now of all the racing that takes place out at Peel Districts. We've got a few more races coming up there. They've got a showcase event on November 11. Please support Peel Districts, one of the
It's the last bastion of
one
club
of the few
racing.
clubs that puts on proper club racing on a Saturday afternoon, and it's not having a crack at the other clubs because there's a lot of clubs putting on good open racing, but Peel District's definitely flying the flag for club style racing other than ABCC. But if you're not a master and you're not
old
a
like
member of
us, you
ACC.
can't ride ABCC.
That's right. And of course you need an ABCC licence, not a CA licence.
Absolutely.
Different organisation.
So, look, really, that's all there is this week, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we need your feedback. Other than Nick Cowie sending us emails, it was a bit quiet this week. matt1@iinet.net.au. Let us know what you think. Tell us what you think about disc brakes. Tell us if you are going to go see Battle Mountain. Tell us your experiences of racing at Peel. Let us know what's going on. Obviously, we will give away a nice pair of socks to the best email of the week, if we indeed get one. And we look forward to seeing you again next week.
See you later.
Bye.